This is a Brooklyn-bound 2 train. The next stop is Wall Street.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Not Your Advisor with NYU Grad on Tuesday, April 8th. Wow. It seems like I say that every day. But hey, this was the bounce everyone and their dead cat saw coming. And I've been warning everyone to just not trust these type of bounces here. It could have been worse. It could have been worse. So if you've been hiding under a rock, today was a horrific day. Worse than the headline numbers that I'm about to read you indicate. But let's jump right in. We had 44 new highs on the NYSE composite versus 2,125 new lows today. 17% were advancing versus 80% declining. 93% below its 50-day. 88% below its 200-day. Those are very oversold metrics, and that's typically where we do see a bounce historically. Now, looking at the headline numbers, the Dow, before where we close, I want to cover where we were. This morning at 9:20 a.m. Eastern Time, the Dow futures were up over 1,200 points. The S&P 500 was up 163 points. Tech was up 550 points, and the Russell 2000 futures were up 63 points. We closed with the Dow down 320 points, the S&P down 74 points, and the NASDAQ down 335 points. That is a big U-turn, folks, and that was not even as worse as it got, because at one point after 3 o'clock, the Dow was down like 700 something points. It felt like we were going to go from up 1,200 to down 1,200. This definitely feels like during the COVID lockdown days where things were just going up and down like crazy. And basically, in hindsight, on Monday there were all floated rumors about a tariff pause, which were false. Then today, there were more potential rumors of a deal, and even Trump got in on the act and said we had great calls with South Korea, and the tariffs are going to hurt China so bad they're going to call. We're going to wait for their call because they're going to call. That's kind of what his sentiment was this morning, but there was no news of a phone call. And they pulled the trigger on the reciprocal of the reciprocal tariffs, which go into effect tonight after midnight, and collection starts tomorrow. And that's kind of what triggered this sell-off today. I really have no good news to share. I'm going to cover my usual, and then I'll peel the onion and go through what was strong, what was weak. And then with the premium subscribers, I'm going to go through macro indicators that I watch very closely every day that help me to avoid and sidestep all of this mess. And I'll also cover an anatomy kind of, a trade that I exited today. That was my one trade out and one trade in. So let's jump in. Let's keep peeling this onion. Looking at sectors, every sector was red. Utilities was down 0.5%. Financials down 3/4. Industrials down 1.2%. Consumer defensive 1.5%. Communication services 1.5%. Healthcare 1.6%. Tech 2.3%. Real estate 2.7%. Consumer cyclicals 2.9%, basic materials 3%, and energy down 3%. What was strong in the S&P? Humana up 10.7%, CVS up 5.9%, MSCI up 5.7%, United Health Group up 5.4%, In the NASDAQ, Constellation Energy up 3.04%, Broadcom up 2.1%. What was weak? I'm not going to cover everything. Albemarle in the S&P down 12%, Enphase Energy down 11.2, On Semiconductor down 8.8, Best Buy 8.26, Skyworks 8, Microchip 7.85, MCHP. Charles River Labs down 7.7, First Solar 7.5, Lamb Weston 7.1, Generic Holdings 6.9, Occidental Petroleum 6.8, Monolithic Power 6.7, Intel 6.6, and the list keeps going. In the NASDAQ, I'm going to try to dedupe Strategy Inc. down 11%, PDD Holdings down 7, Intel 6.7, Lululemon 6.5, AMD 6.3, NXP Semiconductors 5.9, Global Foundries 5.7, Apple 4.7. Apple, by the way, has lost 23% in the last 4 trading days. Insane. Where was I? IDEX Labs 4.7, Texas Instruments 4.5, Tesla 4.4, Biogen 4.4, Diamondback Energy 4.2. So let's switch over to macro.
We can't forget that this is just a small taste of the in-depth analysis that Not Your Advisor provides. They don't just throw numbers at you, they connect the dots, find those hidden trends, and help you understand what's driving the markets.
If you want the full picture, you got to check out the full Not Your Advisor episode.
Don't forget to subscribe to notyouradvisor.com.
And all their premium content. I mean, it's like having a direct line to what's really going on in the market.
It is. It really is. They cut through all the BS and give you the kind of info that you just won't find anywhere else.
Think about this. Investing is all about making decisions that work for you and your goals. You're the one in control.
Not Your Advisor can give you the map, but you choose where you want to go.
And with that empowering thought, we'll sign off. Happy investing.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.